Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I have cut down one of the multimedia pages that I made. This was the smaller one, so smaller imaging. This is the larger one. So I might be able to get more than 2 out of this. Maybe I can get 4 out of this sheet. But this one I was only able to get 2 because I had just done it on a part of the sheet. And I have these still sitting on my desk. And so I'm going to make a couple more faith cards to take with me to Uganda. So to make that happen, I am going to turn these cards into cards. I've already made a couple of card bases. And what I think I'm going to do, I have this salvage patina for this one and dried marigold for this one, but I think I'm going to do the opposite so that there's contrast between this card and this one. And that just is going to make it a little more colorful. The other thing I think I want to do is change up the corners. So I could do round corners, or I could use my crocodile. So let's use the crocodile. I'm going to do this one with the scalloped corner. Just fix that inking. Just for something a little more intro. That does not look right, that one. What did I do wrong here? So that will go on here, and I'm going to use the pattern side of this one, and then this one I will use the other side of this chomper, and it makes the ticket edge, I think it's called. And that will enable a little more of the matte paper to show, because I will be cutting it as a very tiny mat to fit on these cards. So I think I need to cut these to size. These are standard A2, so I need to cut these so that they are the perfect size. So actually, I'm going to stick these down first. I think that's going to be my easier plan, but I'm going to use removable adhesive to start with, and then I'll reinforce it with some glue. So I know I just need a tiny I haven't inked this one yet. Let's get that done. It's just going to give these edges a little more definition. I'm going to stick this down with the tiniest little edge because I still want white to show on the card. All right, y'all. Well, I had already posted this video and then realized that my mom had called in the middle of it. So some of you got to hear a whole conversation with my mom. So I'm re-editing. I have sped this little bit up just a tiny bit. And I'm going to repost it. So my mom came over. She's obsessed with front doors. She cleaned my front door, put oil on it so it looks pretty. We're trying to get ready for guests for graduation coming up. Anyway, so she sometimes accidentally calls my home phone, which I don't answer, which I need to get rid of, and then she called my cell phone. So, and I think I answered it on my watch, so it didn't affect the video, but I just didn't realize when this was a few days ago, this video, and so I had forgotten that she had called in the middle of the video. That's somewhat embarrassing. But here I'm just trimming it up. And just trying to make sure that, as I said, a little white will still show on the card. And just a tiny bit is enough. I am going to end up trimming the papers a tiny bit. And I don't always need the white to show, but if it doesn't, it has to fit perfectly. So I could have made it maybe a little bigger and then trimmed it to match the card. But I like the white if there's a white background cardstock just for additional interest and layers. So now that that's reinforced, I can use glue to put it down. And these cards honestly did not take long at all, because I spent a little bit of time on the mixed media, but not that much. And these cardstock sentiments, faith sentiments, have been sitting on my desk, so I was really glad to use it up, and the color combinations were great with it, so it was serendipitous. Or I just like these colors. So just working on some dimensional adhesive. So these are very simple cards, but I'm also trying to take, 20 cards with me. So some of them are little, I was able to use swaps, faith swaps for some of them. I've used these for some of them. I've stamped for a few of them. So I think I need to do a little bit more stamping, because I do have some faith stamps that I'd like to use. And if you haven't watched any more of this series, these will be a gift to the staff that runs the care point that we work with in Uganda. So I'll be going in mid-June. I'm pretty excited. We've already been meeting to sort of plan what we're doing, what they would like for us to do. It's always, there's never enough time to do everything that you want to do on these trips. We'll get maybe 4 days with our care point. It goes so fast. This time we're going to be doing, one day we're going to fit people for glasses, test their eyes and fit them for glasses. And then we're going to get to see their skills center, where they're teaching 5 different skills. They have culinary, masonry, carpentry, sewing, and hair. And so that's going to be exciting. And we'll have a few people that might do some carpentry projects with them. Maybe, some new carpentry plans and things like that. And then we'll do some community games. We'll do a community meal. And there's always lots of dancing when we go there, and celebration. So on this one, I decided to corner chomp the mat also. You do still get to see a little bit more of the color even when you corner chomp it, but it makes it interesting. and just doing a little reinforcement. Because these were mixed media, they did warp just a tiny bit, not much, but good to have it nice and flat. And then pop that up. And we'll do the same Nuvo drops. I thought we were going to do the same Nuvo drops. Maybe we don't. Yes, we do. Do some Nuvo drops there. And just the 3 in the corner. And we have 2 quick cards. I encourage you guys, if you don't make cards and you just scrapbook, use your scraps, make some cards. Everybody appreciates a homemade card. Thanks a lot, you guys. See you next time.